In today's video, I'm going to share with you a group coaching program productivity hack in Clickup. Hey everybody, my name is Melody. I am the founder of The Course Consultant, a virtual customer success manager who helps group coaching program founders create, grow, and scale beautiful learning experiences with customer success strategies. Let's go ahead and get started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head on over to Clickup. All right. So the first thing I want to share with you is a quick tour. So first off, in the area on the left-hand side, you're going to see several different things. We'll start off with a quick overview of Clickup. So inside of Clickup, we have what's called spaces. So essentially, if you think about this is basically big folders, then smaller folders underneath. So if we take a look at this specific space, which is customizable based off the icon, we then now go to the second hierarchy level, which is this folder level. And then within the folder level, we have lists. So let's go ahead and click on this section. So here we have a list, and then within this list, we have the tasks. And it gets even more specific because then we actually have subtasks within our main task area. So again, let's go ahead and take a look at that all together. We have our main space area, our folder level, our list area, and then all the way down to the tasks and subtasks. This gets pretty intense, so we won't cover every single thing about Clickup in this one video because honestly, I don't think we have time. But if we go to each specific folder, we'll have a lot of customization features. So let's go ahead and dive into detail to create that productivity hack that I was telling you about earlier in this video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head on over to our milestone template. This is a list within our folder. We're then going to actually create a brand new form. And you can see here that I have something on this top banner. This is called the view. And I have a little icon that looks like a push pin. This is because I pinned it to the front. We're going to navigate to the view button and underneath that plus icon. So again, we clicked on plus, then view. Now it's asking us, what do you want to see? Do you want to pin this view? Do you want this to be a private view? Or do you want to pull in all these different kinds of view? So today I'm going to simply just share with you the form view, which is a huge win, especially if you have a group coaching program. So I'm now going to select add view. And then from this add view feature, you see here that it pulled in the view and it didn't name the form yet, so I can customize this form. So I'm going to actually say new testing milestone. And I can actually add in the form description. So I'm going to say, fill out this coaching program form so that you can easily customize your feedback and questions for the next call. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in this task name. Very, very tricky. Don't forget this. We're going to pull in this task name and I'm going to say first and last name. Trick, trick, trick. That's a little hack. You heard it here first. Okay, so now we have the first and last name. We're going to start to pull in some other details. Now, because this is a very customized workflow, I don't really need any of these other items. I'm going to create something here underneath custom fields. So I've already created several custom fields here, but just know that you can create your own by selecting this plus icon. And if you hover and click on this, you will then be able to drag that feature in. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Here you have a lot of different features within this form field. We have drop-down selections, ratings, money, so much stuff, right? So most likely you will need two things: the long form text field, and maybe even a file attachment. You could possibly also use something which is the email field, which is something you can add, but I'm going to go ahead and I already have that in my other form field, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave this right here. So I'm going to add this text area, a long form field, and I'm going to say, please submit your question for the next coaching call. And then we're going to go ahead and select create. So in this create section, we're now going to go ahead and see if we can pull this in. So you see here, as I hover over with my cursor, I can drag this all the way over, and now it says, please submit your question for the next coaching call. Now, again, always important to set some boundaries and expectations on when this is required, by what date and time, especially if you're coaching people internationally, include the time zone there. Very important. Okay, so I'm going to then ask people to also submit an attachment. I'm going to ask, submit your homework assignment. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, do you have any other questions? Do you have any other important questions? And then we're going to keep that as is. Now, here I want to share with you two important things. Number one, the view feature. The viewing item allows you to toggle between what your customer sees and what you can do in terms of editing. In this right-hand side, you're going to see the list is saved tasks. You can also automatically assign tasks to your team. You can also create and use a template to create a task. Now, right now, this is showing all of the task templates that I have currently. Now, if you didn't have a template and you're creating something from scratch, I'm going to show you that process and workflow so you can decide ultimately how you can use it yourself. I'm going to also ask that this pulls in some custom field answers to the description task, and you're going to see exactly what I'm referring to. Okay, assuming you've got all the fields in the manner that you would like customized and you're happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure to copy this link. We're going to paste it in another link area here. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and pull in the details. All right, so one quick thing about this next section is that it's going to show you that there is a thank you page. The thank you page can be customized based off of either one, redirecting to custom URL field, or two, it can also create a thank you wording or text, or maybe you want a video to share next steps. That's also another great feature, something you can customize within the editing field. So now that we have that created, we're going to go ahead and head back to our previous window, and we're going to now navigate all the way to the right, all the way to the list area. Click on the list area, and here we have the task. All right, so now within this task level, we have the description of the task. This is what was submitted. And what's great about this, we also have all these fields. So right, we have our email, we have all of this other data. And again, this is all content that we've pulled in from this field. What's really great here, we also have this comment feature. Now, I do want to just mention to you that I have some other fields from another workflow setting. That's just something I customized in the folder level, but just know that you won't have those there when you create your own, because you're building it from scratch, assuming that you are. Now we're going to create some standard subtasks. These subtasks are super important to automate your process for your team, for yourself. So let's go ahead and have the subtask section. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the subtask. You're going to say review coaching call intake form, and now we're going to go ahead and select save. Then we're going to say record a Loom video. So now recording a Loom video. Again, these are all things that you can automate and automatically assign to your OBM, virtual assistant, or group coaching program, success manager, client concierge, or another team member. Super cool. So we want to save this whole process. What we're going to do is we are going to click on these little three buttons, navigate to the template center, then go ahead and click on this little floppy disk, select save as a template, and then we're going to add the template name. We're going to say the template name is for the task, and we're going to say coaching program weekly calls. Okay, So these are going to save at the task level. We're going to keep everything as is. Then if we wanted to, we could really enter in description. Let's go ahead and enter the description. Okay, now we're going to press save. Okay, now it's creating our template. It's now saved the template and we're good to go. So let's go ahead. And so now we have these 2 subtasks. Let's see if this new process can be modified to automate that manual labor, right? Again, we saw that we were able to create some tasks and subtasks, but that was a lot of work. Maybe not for one customer, but that's probably a lot for, 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe even 100 people. So we don't want to do that. We want to automate it, make our lives easier, right? So let's head back over to our milestone form. We're going to head on over to our editing section. And then on this right side, we're going to pull in that template that we just created and then we're going to bring that in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in this coaching program weekly calls template, bring that in, and now it's actually saying, hey, it looks like this actually includes some custom fields. Do you want to pull this in? I could say yes. I could also, not include those fields. But since that's already created these fields at the folder level, since this is at the task level, we're just going to assume that we're fine with it and we can customize those as needed. Okay, so we now have the template from that task. We're going to keep the custom field answers in the description of the task, and then we are going to go ahead and test it out. So let's go ahead and test it out. Let's assume that we are going to submit a brand new customer. We're going to enter in customer 1, question 1, and then we're going to enter in homework assignment. Got our PDF there. We're going to say no. We're going to click submit. Okay, so if I enter this correctly, this should show up with the subtasks already automated within that workflow. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look back in our view. So remember, got to toggle all the way to the list section, the view. Now here you go. Now this is really cool. So now we actually have the name of the task, which is the customer name. We have 2 associated subtasks, and it looks like it's also including 2 attachments. So let's take a look here. We're gonna pull this in. Okay, so it looks like we've got 2 attachments here. And now this is actually really great because now we automatically have these subtasks. I could have automated this to allow for our VA. But this is a really simple, easy to create workflow where you now have the ability to automate this success milestone at the 30-day checkpoint. All right, so that is about it for today's training video, and I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe and follow for more tips about customer success and helping manage your team. I'd love for you to join me also on LinkedIn, where I host weekly training sessions all about how you can support your course customers and your team every single Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're not already following me on TikTok, I share a lot of valuable tips there. I also would love to see you in the comment section and tell me all about your course and your ideas. Join me over at TikTok at The Course Consultant or Melody Johnson. I would love to see you over there. Chat soon.